Well, I don't think they give you all of the information. I used them for a long time, and I was able to get them to work. But there's a steep learning curve mixing on those speakers. You know, they have a huge push in the mid range, like right around 1.5K. They're definitely deficient in the low end. They really start rolling off at about 80 hertz. They do have a punch to them that can really work for rock music, and that's mostly what people have used them for mixing. And I learned them. I learned how to use them, but there's such a specific thing that, you know, it was very difficult for me to try and mix on any other speakers, and they became very limiting at a certain point where it's like, I've kind of learned how to do this, but I know I'm not getting all the information from these for sure. And in that era, when I was mixing on those speakers, I had to take mixes out of the control room and check them other places. There's no way I was going to be able to just sign off on a mix only listening to them on NS10s. Wouldn't work. You have no idea what's happening in the low end, you know? And so I think for that reason, there's, you know, this is probably the only area there's a couple things, but probably the main area in audio where vintage, I think, is definitely not better. You know, if you go back in time, speakers just get worse and worse. There's really nothing about the speakers from the 50s or 60s or 70s that is desirable. They're just worse, in my opinion. And where speakers are now is unquestionably better. You get way more information, way less distortion, way more clarity. Like, there's nothing about vintage speakers that is beneficial. And so, you know, it's it's a very rare part of the landscape of, you know, audio products where they're just better now. So,
to watch the full video, click the link below and don't forget to subscribe.